Hi, my name is Madeline. Welcome to my channel. And this afternoon I'm going to do a read for the sign of Aquarius for June 2020. And I do like to occasionally try to get all 12 signs in for a month. And I thought June would be a good month because we've got that eclipse, we've got two eclipses, we've got all those retrograde planets, and the reads have been very interesting. So, and I do like to think that my reads pertain to whatever planet you hold in that sign. So I have my Saturn in Aquarius, so I'm going to be curious about that. Your sun, your moon, mostly for your ascendant because I line my notes up to that, but also whatever house Aquarius covers for you. For me, that's my 9th and 8th. And so this will be interesting. Let's have a look. Now, I like to do these tarot studies of the transits because I find the tarot kind of unifies the whole story of all the transits, sort of conglomerates it or pulls it all together. All right? So let's have a look for Aquarius. We're going to start out with the month in June, at the beginning of the month, with the sun in your 5th house. So possible relationships, possible creative projects, focusing on that, sort of the sunlight on that. And then we have it moving into your 6th house, into the sign of Cancer. So possibly creative projects or relationships happening, causing you to shift your day-to-day routine. It's in the sign of Cancer, maybe going home, adjusting a day-to-day routine life around a new creative project or relationship. Then we get Mercury in the sign of Cancer, going retrograde at the end of the month in your 6th house. So possible re-evaluating of day-to-day routines because of communication or projects or small business. This is going to be in the sign of Cancer. So again, projects possibly around home, involving home, property, family, communication of family, but somehow again shifting your 6th house day-to-day routine. It could be about health, could be communicating around issues around health, could be job, work, day-to-day work routine coming in. Maybe you start working at home. That's very much a possibility for a lot of people. And we have Venus in your 5th house in retrograde. So it's possible creative projects from the past will come back, possibly relationships truly heart motivated because this is in the sign of Gemini. So it could be a twin flame, a true love, divine mate relationship coming back, or a divinely important project coming back, small businesses, communication, day-to-day. Again, this is a day-to-day energy, bringing in some kind of a creative project, communication, or small business initiation that you truly desire and love. That's very soul connected because this is in the sign of Cancer. I'm sorry, Venus is going to be in the sign of Gemini, but we've got in retrograde, there's more truth, there's more real. It's the internal, what you internally desire, right? So it could be a creative project with a loved one that is Venetian of pleasure and that you really enjoy. And then we get Mars for you guys in your 2nd house right now in the sign of Pisces. You're probably reevaluating ways to make money that are more spiritually aligned for you. And then we have Jupiter in retrograde in your 12th house. You're probably revisiting beliefs because, you know, a lot of this North Node, we'll get to that, but we're releasing old beliefs and exploring new beliefs. So with Jupiter in your 12th house, I would say you're definitely going through a time of exploration of higher consciousness, higher beliefs, reevaluating, coming up with a new way to see life in general, maybe even. And then we have Saturn is in your 1st house, RX. So that is taking you back to something, a project, a career projects from the past that is probably very creative, very inspiring for you. 5th house is also the house of Leo, which is very inspiring. So passionate. So something that matters to you, a career project from the past that's creative, that was inspiring, that's Jupiterian, that's a light-raising light worker. Aquarians, you are the light workers. You are the people that go out there in the world and shine the light, right? So possibly you're being motivated or revisiting a spiritual project or some kind of a higher consciousness endeavor in your career that is now coming back for revisiting, right? Then we have Uranus in your 4th house in the sign of Taurus. A 4th house, probably finances expanding through property, home, but also more heartfelt motives are going to line you up more financially because that's in Uranus in Taurus. It's like in 7 years things will, or 6 years, the benefits of this transit will really show financial independence. And for you guys, that's in your 4th house, so property and family possibly. Yeah. So then we get Neptune in your second house in the sign of Pisces. Again, same message as that Saturn in your 1st house in Aquarius. The same as Mars. So you are evaluating, you're coming up with a new, a way to align spiritually with your career. Then we have a soulfully, like a soul truth. Then we have Pluto in the 11th, 12th house. Again, Pluto releasing probably karmic, old attached ways of seeing things and seeing fear-based motives in some of your belief systems possibly, and kind of becoming closer to your soul's truth again. And that Pluto in your 12th house, all about beliefs. And then we have the North Node in your 5th house. So yeah, this is going to because that's going to be South Node. 5th is 11th. So you're going to be letting go of old beliefs around friendships and being out in the world, and you're going to become more creative and more soulfully driven and motivated to come forward with some sort of a creative, more soulful project into the world. And I would say that you're probably really releasing a certain amount of fears about who you are out in the world and about opinion or image, because Pluto in your 12th house, you're Aquarians, so you're shifting your beliefs about how to expose or how to be out in the world and how to be the light worker, how to stand out in your tribe, in the community. Who do you present out there? And it's like you want your soul's truth out there. So I feel like the Aquarians are aligning up to their soul's truth and their soul's purpose and standing forward as more of the individual oddballs that they are, and having courage to do that and shifting their belief around that. They're shifting your belief around the fears that stopped you from doing that. We're releasing those. All right, so then we get this. So then let's talk about the eclipse coming up in June 5th, and that's going to be in your 11th house. So possibly, and that's in the sign of Sagittarius, which is a good luck. It's very good luck, this eclipse. I feel like it's going to be a really good eclipse because I've been doing a lot of reads around it, and I'm not getting a lot of crisis reads, so a lot of crisis cards up. So this could be a lucky transit for you in your 11th house. Possibly new tribe, new friends, or ending a way of operating in a group of friends and people and tribe, and coming and having sort of good luck and coming out forward, possibly with a new group, new tribe in Sagittarius, adventurous. It's also guru, it's also good luck. So I don't know, we'll see how the cards make sense of that one. And then we've got the solar eclipse in Cancer in your 6th house. I think your day-to-day routine, your life on health, solar eclipse, Cancer is a sign of home, heart, love, mother, property, family. And then we have an eclipse in your 6th house. Something will, because this is the ending of that eclipse series, so in a culmination in your 6th house, you probably will shift by that June solar eclipse in your 6th house in the sign of Cancer. Could possibly be like really a new way of operating and living and working on a day-to-day level, possibly from home. Like it's been sort of the culmination, and now it'll probably be established. Let's have a look and see how the cards make sense of all those transits. That's my attempt. And so let's take a look. Calling in Aquarius, highest guides and angels to be with us in this read, so that we may be guided, higher guided, and that we may guide Aquarians to their highest, best destiny. All right, hope you can hear me. There's a plane going by. All righty. And if you would like a personal reading, my email is linked below. I pull charts as well. And I do it on Facebook. I like to do them live, call people and talk, because lots of questions come up. All right, calling in Aquarius. Let's cut the deck. 1 minute. Okay, we are ready. All right, let's have a look. First card, 5 of Cups, Ace of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, There's that third house energy, communication, that Gemini energy. What did we say? Mercury. Mercury's in Cancer in June in your sixth house. There's the sign of Aquarius. Tower card, that's that eclipse energy. Creates a lot of change and shifts. Cancer energy right there. Scorpio, the Pluto energy going forward. This is the creative, inspiring energy, fifth house. This is the World card, new. This is in alignment, water energy, emotional in alignment, knowing, reaching, going for your true dream. The energy's clearing up for that to materialize a higher calling, a higher destiny that you really highly desire, that is your dream. Wow, awakening here. Awakening energies for Aquarius here. All right, so let's take a look. Now, we start out with this fifth house sad card, kind of out of alignment, feeling a little bit depressed or sad. But then we get the Page of Cups under that, so that would indicate communication of a truth. So and then we get the Tower card next to the Star card. Towering the Nine of Swords, which is out of alignment. This is out of alignment. This is in alignment. Everything else is in alignment. So I would say that for Aquarians, they are wanting to find a way to create, this is the Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, financial expansion, independence. There's that third house with either small businesses or group projects or communicating or writing. Inspired, newly inspired, and because we're starting out with the Five of Cups, what that says is, in order to alleviate a depression or a sadness, the Aquarians are aligning up with, because we get this Truth card, a truth of communicating their truth, and this is the Aquarius card coming out in the world, expanding a truth, coming out in the world, and not being afraid or towering fears around it or stress around it. I suppose if the Aquarian was holding fears around coming out into the world and exposing, or not but like exposing their imperfections and coming out in the world and sort of standing out in the world and everyone sees who you are and what you are and it's scary, that is towering away. That's going away. There's a transformation here, enabling the Aquarians to take good progress forward financially in a way that is creatively inspiring for them. Wanting to give from a place of emotional alignment and reach a higher, this is the Jupiter energy, the higher calling, the highest divine outcome. And then we get the Seven of Swords indicating truth, deceptions, going for things that aren't true. This is sort of a similar message to Pisces. A lot of these reads are similar because, we're all being affected by these planets the same, since the sign of Aquarius. We're all in this together. And this is causing towering. So there's a sort of an optimism here for Aquarians. It's like this newfound optimism because they believe in a truth of the heart. They believe in love now. They believe to tower away from unsadness. And there's like a towering, a big change. Just as the eclipse is going to bring a big change, a shift in motivation to operate from a place of optimism and expression of heart. So in other words, it's been hard for the Aquarians to go forward in the world as the Aquarian light worker when they were feeling in a funk about things. But so there's sort of a shift happening for Aquarians where there's this transformation going on where they feel they can take things forward on a positive level using creativity, from a more creative angle, causing the light here, the transformation going forward, transformed from a feeling of being out of alignment. So let's put that in sort of a sentence, as it were. It looks to me like Aquarians are shifting from, they're shifting from feeling dominated about the sadness of what's going on to understanding that there is a way to communicate optimism by but this is about work, this is finances too, because we're getting this independent finances here, and this is emotional in alignment finances. A transformation is happening for Aquarians because Aquarians are ruled by Saturn and Uranus, so Saturn is a very sort of oppressive, hardworking, kind of not very interesting. It's not playful. It's the opposite of, it's not very, it's you know, the fire. It's the opposite of that fire energy. Where'd she go? The Queen of Wands. She's in here, isn't she? Where is that energy? There she is. Gosh, I couldn't even see it right in front of me. So the Aquarians are kind of finding that they have to shift themselves into an optimistic sense about the world and about the future, and that they have to stop turning away out of sadness, and they've got to stand forward, be the optimistic light bearer, bringer, take things, and that will also bring them forward financially. But they're transferring, they're going through a transformation of earning money and taking financial progression, utilizing creativity and heart more, and wanting to be of service. That's the 6th house. I forgot about mentioning that about the 6th house. All these planets for you guys are in the 6th house. That is the house of Virgo, of service. So it's very, oh, I just saw 15555. So we're talking about you Aquarians standing forward from a place of wanting to motivate, to bring light, and to raise the vibrations of the planet in the energy of Aquarius, which is what you do by communicating the truth, going forward. Now we get this deceptive card saying, would indicate, let's pull a clarifier on it, but I would say that's sort of saying leaving, like stepping into a truth, like as this card tells me in alignment, soul truth, and to sort of move away from more superficial, deceptive things, and to win sort of, I'd say they're finding, they're pulling away from sad stuff, which another way to say that would be out of alignment choices that brought sadness, that were not your destiny, that were not how you were here to give and serve. There is death, a transformation into how to progress yourself financially in a way that does serve and also brings you emotional alignment. And the Tower card would indicate really shifting, because this is going to be a life change for you, because you're going to change from operating out of a Satyrian energy to more of an uplifting, bringing light into the world energy, and understanding that there is financial reward, that you don't have to make secure out of alignment choices to be financially sustainable, that you can win at this. Exactly what that is, I am not sure, but it is something work related, because we've got these, it's a career related thing, and it is involving day-to-day, shifting your day-to-day, and it is a way to be of service. But it is also, more importantly, you becoming the full Aquarians and knowing what that means, how to do that, which is to align with the higher truth, which is that these sad things are not the higher truth. The higher truth is that who you are and what you desire to do and what your gifts you have to give are going to bring you to your highest, best destiny. So I would say that you're going to change your life, because if you've been out of alignment, which I have my Saturn in Aquarius, I can say I've been slightly out of alignment with some of my career choices. So you're becoming much, with these planets in retrograde, the lack of clarity of what's in our soul's desire goes away. So we become clear as to what makes us unhappy. And the confusion of operating out of alignment is, you're going to become clear on how to operate in alignment, in other words. All right. Oh, let's pull a moon card. Okay, one more. Love. Okay, well, that romance might be in the pictures. It is Venus retrograde for a lot of people. But it also really means doing what you love. Okay. I mean, we do have that those planets in the fifth house. So romance is very much a part of new start, fresh start. If you're in a relationship, it might be reignited and become impassioned because of all the creative energy and this sort of new optimism that you're having. And this says your dreams need a practical plan. Saturn is practical. So let's have a look and see what else it wants to say about that. Meditate and contemplate. That's those 12th house planets. What else did you have in the 12th house? Jupiter. So yeah, it takes some more time to really get to know your soul's desires, your soul's truth, because you're going to go forward. You're good enough. Moon in Virgo, the 6th house. Some self-esteem issues might have been the reasons you didn't take yourself forward on your true inspired path, creative path. You felt maybe you weren't good enough. And prosperity lies ahead. So you're aligning with your soul's truth that will bring you financial alignment, prosperity, and you will be of service, and you will be financially independent. These are the Virgo energies coming in around this. Very interesting. All right, thank you so much, Aquarius. Hope that was clear and you enjoyed that. Thank you. Namaste.